Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to go over the challenge assignment from 4.2, enter format values, dates, and labels. You can go to the student activity page. And from here, the instructions for this challenge assignment are near the bottom over here, challenge 1. So let's go ahead and read that. The owner of John's Auto Repair has asked you to create a worksheet that keeps track of work that has been done for each of its customers. So instructions, we're going to open this file here, but actually we don't need to do that. You can go ahead and open Excel because we don't need any of the data from the previous data file. Open a blank workbook. I'm going to go ahead and stop my webcam so you can see. And just so you are aware, the solution is included. Here's what the final solution looks like. John's Repair Shop. We've got the data here in a table. We've got some design here elements as well. I'm going to go over the instructions first before we go over how to do this, okay? So step 2, create a new worksheet tab, name it Fix It. Okay, to create a new worksheet tab, click on the plus sign next to the last sheet tab. Double click the sheet tab and enter a new name. So, okay, let's go split the screen. Okay. From here, again, step 2, create a new worksheet tab. Actually, before I do that, let me save this. Save this in Excel. I'm going to name it S4.2.1 formatting at Chew. There are 2 challenge assignments here. I'm going with the first one. Okay. All right. So step 2 asks us to create a new worksheet tab. You're going to go down here, press that plus sign, and we create a second tab. Actually, we don't need to create a new one because we're starting from scratch. So if you want, you can still do that. But to rename it, we're going to go ahead and double click, okay, on that name. I'm going to name it Fix It. Okay. And I don't need this anymore, actually. I accidentally created it. Right click, click on delete. So we get rid of that sheet. We don't need that. I'll zoom in here so you can see a little better. All right, so step 3, enter the labels and values in exact cell locations shown. Note the following, okay? Use a backspace, clear contents of a cell, or delete method to correct immediate errors. Merging cells, A1 to G1 and A to G2, then center the headings. Okay, before I get any further, I'm just going to go ahead and type in this information, okay? Let's repair shop, week ending January 31st. This one. Again, I'm looking at just the cell reference is A4, so cost number. I'll put in the data first, and I'll worry about formatting it afterwards. Labor costs, some parts, and labor, sales tax. And again, you saw that I just kept pressing to the right here. The total text is there. We'll go and do a text wrap afterwards, but I just wanted to get all this information first, and we'll format it later because I know as I'm looking through this that we're going to format them all the same way. So total, okay. Total bill, actually. Okay. From here, we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to hold this. You can use your mouse, select across, or you can click here and then hold shift and click across. Okay. Either way works. I'm going to do a wrap text. Okay. So we see that here. I'm going to drop these numbers in 156 under part is 678.5. At this point, as you're putting these numbers in, I'm just using the numpad on the right side of the keyboard. I'm used to just keying them in this way. And then there's a 10 key over here. But if you're comfortable just putting the numbers at the top row of the keyboard, you can do that as well. Okay, great. So I've got all the data in. Now let's go back and look at step 3. Merge the cells A1 to G1. Okay, I'm going to merge them. And they are centered, so I'm going to go ahead and merge and center across. Okay. And step A2 to G2, we're going to do that too. So click here. I'm going to drag that across, A2 to G2, merge and center. Great. Enter the labels and values. Oh, no, excuse me. Step B, 3B. Enter values that will not be calculated as numeric labels. Note numeric data for labor costs, total parts will be entered and calculated in a later lesson. Okay, great. This is okay. These are all numbers. We're going to calculate this later. So let's continue. Step 4, use the autofill feature to enter sequential numbers in the range A6 to A11. A6 to A11. So I believe autofill feature. Usually what you can do is you could do 157, and then when you drag this, you can actually go ahead and autofill. If you pull that down, what Excel does, it sees that there's a pattern here, 156, 157, as I select this, right? And then I go ahead and drag from this bottom right corner and drag that down, okay? It's gonna automatically fill that, the next numbers, right? So that's what really step 4 means. Step 5, wrap the text in cells A4 to G4. A4 to G4, I did that already. Wrap the text. Column 6 says delete column B. How do we do that? Click on this, I'm gonna right click, and you can hit delete this way, okay? The other option was, undo that. I'm gonna click this and then go click delete over here. Delete cells, delete cell, sheet columns. There we go. Move total to cell G4. I'm gonna move this. There's a couple of ways to do this. You can do a cut and paste, or as I move the cursor, you see that this changes to this 4 directional arrows. I just move that over. Just drag that over. Click and drag it over. Delete row 10. Delete rows. Great. Step 9. Format the labor hours as numbers with 2 decimals. Labor hours, numbers here. We're going to format that. And then when you hit this comma style, it automatically does 2 decimals. And you can go ahead and change that if you know, that's what this does here. Add more decimals. But in this case, we're just going to leave that at 2. Format the parts numbers as currency. Grab this and do currency. Okay, as dollars. Step 11. Enter a new label, totals, in cell A12 and set the text to italics. A12. Totals. Go ahead, italicize this. Yeah, or Control I works. Step 12, change the width of columns A and B to fit the longest entry. So columns A and B, just double click. I think that's okay. All right, center the customer number data in the cell. We're going to center the data, center it, okay. Use the find feature to locate customer 157. I mean, you could do Control F. There. Change labor hours to 4.5. 4.5. Use any styles you want to better display and enhance the data. Apply any borders you want to better display and enhance the data. Figure out how to change a line color and line style for one or more of the borders you apply. Step 17, close the file and save the changes. I'm going to go ahead and bring the solution back over here so we can see a couple things we can do, right? I'm just going to go ahead and select this text here, and we can go to the cell styles here. I'm okay with, maybe we'll do this one, okay? And I'm just going to increase this text a little bit. This here I'll make large, okay? I'm okay with that. Maybe we'll make this like that, okay? Here, we're going to go ahead and change the cell styles as well to be similar. So we'll go that. Just for consistency, I like to center that. I'm okay with that. We want to go ahead and make a border. And actually, as I look at this, it looks like this is not centered all the way. I'm going to merge and center across here, okay? So all I did was drag this, check, which is undoes that, and then go and click that one more time, and we see how that's centered, okay? We're going to do some borders. If I grab this section here, we'll do some borders, and maybe I'll just do like border lines, right? You could do different styles. I'll go pick this, and then I'll just go ahead and do like an outline, okay? I pick that style and then just preset that just does that, saves me the work of that. But what you'll see is all of a sudden this is all formatted now based off of the cells that I highlighted. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing here. And I highlight this. I'm gonna go to borders here, more borders, and I'll just go ahead and grab this dark one. Like that. Press OK. And you see that here. And even the solution, we see that maybe these headings are similar. So I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to do that one more time. More borders, thick border, like that. Inside, like this, because I want that in between as well. OK. And there we go. And I think that's it. Go ahead and save this file and submit that to Google Classroom.